Let's come on to, Charles, to state threats.
Yeah, indeed. Now, the Counterterrorism Division of the Crown Prosecution Service have charged 3 Iranian men under the newish National Security Act, saying that they... we'll just animate that, saying it's extremely important that there should be no... We have authorised the Metropolitan Police Service to charge 3 Iranian men with offences under the National Security Act. And they go on to say that it is extremely important that there should be no reporting, commentary, or sharing of information which could in any way prejudice these proceedings. Now, this prompted the Home Secretary to give a statement with an update on national security, in which he continued to push the point that Iran presents an existential threat to the UK, citing the meaningless statistic that MI5 has conducted more and more investigations into Iranians. She went on, though, to say this.
But we need to go further in strengthening our powers to address national security threats. Security Minister and I both warned of the increasing complexity of the threats we face. Threats from extremist and terrorist groups and individuals, including Islamist extremism and far-right extremism, continue, and vigilance and action against those remains crucial. But malign activities against us by or on behalf of foreign states have grown, and the threats we face have become more complex and intertwined. MI5 state threats investigations have increased by nearly 50% in a year. Policing investigations into state threats led by counter-terrorism policing are up 5-fold since 2018. And as well as growing, those threats are becoming more interconnected, and the old boundaries between state threats, terrorists and organised criminals are being eroded. We have seen malign foreign state organisations seek to exploit any vulnerability, from criminal networks to our cybersecurity to our borders, to do us harm. In our manifesto, we committed to stronger action on state-based security threats, and before entering government, the Foreign Secretary and I set out plans for the establishment of a joint unit to pursue and coordinate action. I can announce that the new State Threats Joint Unit is in place, with staff from across Whitehall driving a broader approach across government, building new partnerships with industry and academia.
Now, she speaks of interconnectedness, and it's this message that we're supposed to take away. MI5 has had ownership of the Joint State Threats Assessment Team since 2017. So here's another example of the plan for change, translating as very much more of the same. Now, since the events in Southport last summer, the conflation of terrorism, extremism, and national security has gathered momentum, and not just here in the UK, although there still remains some confusion over the current situation. But in Germany, if AfD is conclusively classified as extremist, then the authorities may invoke powers to surveil them, which would otherwise not be available. So it can be no coincidence then that this falls at exactly the same time as David Clues of Unity News Network and Mark Collett of Patriotic Alternative, neither of which is a prescribed organisation, are being reported by the BBC as plotting to infiltrate the Reform Party with neo-Nazis. So this must be looked at as the perfect springboard for rolling out similar powers of surveillance for those organisations which are at that halfway house before prescription. Now, by way of context, of course, there's no mention of the fact that the Fabian Society has virtual total control of the government, an organisation in pursuit of smashing the system in order to impose a one-world government. Now, ever since Michael Gove cooked up the new version of extremism, which bore a very striking resemblance to the criminal code of the Soviet Union of 1924, this has been the telegraphed progression. And as to the National Security Act, I think it must be noted that making the all-important link between UK activity and another state is at the heart of it, which is why there have been several references to the Swedish group Foxtrot Network, which is always being reported as being controlled by, of course, Iran. So I think there's no doubt that this agenda will develop, and we'll keep you up to speed with exactly how that works out.
Vanessa, let's welcome you back to the programme.